So just tell me your name.
My name's Femi.
And do you think there's going to be a people's vote?
I think it's not in the interest of the MPs over there to allow Brexit to go through without a people's vote, because otherwise when the damage really hits the people, they're the ones who are going to be blamed, and they're going to be answering to a population that actually voted to remain in 2016 because of how young people voted.
How do you think the EU has helped cities like Liverpool?
Well, the EU literally has a committee of the regions which is designed to provide funding at the local level to places that Westminster often doesn't really care about. Because we know all the facilities, all the opportunities. They're London. If you speak to somebody that went to university, where do they end up? London. Here's where the opportunities are. Here's where the infrastructure is. London has never cared. Well, Westminster has never cared beyond the 500, beyond the M25. If you actually want to have the places in this country that have been left behind actually taken into consideration, being in the EU is the best way for that.
And to people who think, oh, it's a done deal, there's no point, it's all, I don't think it's going to make any difference. What would your message be? I mean, I don't like Brexit, but, you know, it's all going to go, it'll be all right. What would your message be to them?
The fact is, it comes down to simple maths. Is it cheaper? Are you likely to get cheaper products if you have to trade further away? No. If there are barriers to trading with our closest and cheapest and biggest market, are you going to get cheaper products? No. Life in this country is set to get much, much harder because of Brexit. It's up to us to stop that.
So what I can say to them, when you're outside, it will be an absolute nightmare. So thank you very much.
I hated letting down a friend, but I am a patriot and I will be damned if I let down my country for party loyalty.
100,000 people are now seriously at risk. Mini, Rolls-Royce, they're in the same boat. Many of our industries are in the balance.
Just make a stand and say, that's not us. The majority of us is not excluding themselves. We are one world, one Europe. We belong together.
To do everything we can to secure a people's vote. And that's why we're here today, and we've got a message for the government. And our message is that we don't want your vision of a mean-minded little Britain with our borders closed and our horizons narrowed. We don't want a future that betrays the futures of our young people who overwhelmingly voted to remain.
Every day to make sure that this happens, but we'll prevail, we'll overcome, because we're right! Let's do this!
I work as a doctor in your NHS. I want to say a few words on why, as a doctor, I think Brexit will be bad for our NHS, which means bad for you, for me, and our families and friends.
You took time out of your busy lives to come to London and to make your voices heard.
Our future is being stolen. The thieves, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, the government. They are sprinting as fast as they can to March 2019. No purpose but to cross the line. But we won't let them.
That's why we've been fighting on Twitter, on Facebook, in debates, on the news, in our families for the past 2 years. And that last one, I know how painful that one is.
Northerners in this audience. We've got people from the south in this audience. We've got thousands of young people, and we hear your cry in this audience.
I have just 4 words for Theresa May. Let the people decide.
I have a very sore throat, but I will always be a strong voice for the 48%. Coming together, demanding that we have a say about this final deal, because we care not just about our futures, but the future of our children and our grandchildren, and making sure that everybody does have a say on the deal or no deal, and that the people have a people's vote on what happens next. Thank you so much for all you do.
I think you may like this one. The token works perfectly because you feature.
How do you think it went?
The last one very well. It was very big, I anticipated, which is probably because all the main organisations actually coordinate themselves. And there were some very good speakers, particularly David Lammy, who also looked very cool, I think, which is what we need as well. A bit of someone who's got a bit of star quality. We also think about that one. But generally speaking, we had better arguments than that today, and we had a good time.
Okay.
What can I say? And I'm drinking some Southern beer. See if it's okay.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to next time.
Okay, and Brenda?
I think it's always great to be down here because it's such a fantastic atmosphere. This is the third time that we go down here. I can see my friend Trevor from Leeds for Europe. Come in, Trev. Trevor and I are usually in the rain here.
Yes, it's
and it's so great to be in a very positive atmosphere and not to be. We do this all the time. Trevor, Leeds for Europe and Liverpool for Europe are out the streets every Saturday talking to people, believers, practices. We get a lot of abuse, we get a lot of criticism, we also get a lot of support. But it's great to be down here and doing this all day, and we are sending the message out. We want a people's person.